Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes.
Hi. I'm sorry
Nice to
about this,
see
but it
you.
seems we had a what's the word? We had a misunderstanding about time
Yes.
schedules.
No, I'm so glad you could make it, Nuno. We've got a lot of opinion members here on the line who have graciously stayed with me. I've been trying to be as entertaining as I can, but I don't make wine, so I'm not as
Yeah,
entertaining as you.
I'm sorry. I thought I had 1 hour more to prepare things. Then I had to.
Uh,
I tried to enter the meeting, but Zoom wanted to make some updates.
Updates. Yes,
So
I've had that problem before.
I was supposed to
So,
shave and to have a bath before, but I guess you don't mind.
no, that's right. So we're talking today about the your feature wine that's on page 2 and 3
Yeah,
of our cellar this month. And do you want to just well, why don't we get right into it about this single edition blend that you made as our feature wine? If we want
mm,
to start about what brought this wine into being.
yeah. So this began with a challenge, which was launch, which was given to us by Opinion. So it's our 5th birthday. Congratulations. And the idea was we were honored to know that Opinion asked us to make a special blend, something that we hadn't done before to celebrate Opinion's birthday. So what we thought it would be interesting was we wanted to make a blend that we never released before, and we thought it would be interesting to make a wine from a traditional grape from the region, which is Castelão. We already have an old vine of Castelão grapes, but we have been taking over a lot of vineyards from other people around. So old people that they don't have anyone to pass on their vineyard. So we have recently took control of several of those vineyards, and we thought it would be interesting to make a blend of all those Castelão vineyards from the region. So it's basically what this wine is. It's something that we never released in a market. It's the first time we have made a blend from all of these vineyards. And the idea is to show the traditional style of the wines of our region, is to show what we can give to people here. And that's what this wine is about.
Okay, and this is the 2021 Nuno. Why don't you tell us about what happened to the grape after it left the vine?
Yeah,
How did you make this wine from that point?
yeah. So it's this. All of this comes from organically farmed vineyards. Even in the cellar, we try to not intervene a lot. Basically, it's fermented in a stone lagar. I don't know if you have you heard of it. A lagar. A lagar is a stone container that is open to the air.
Okay.
It's a place where you crush the grapes with your feet, and then in our case, we don't crush with the feet. We use a machine to crush it and to
Okay.
destem it, and then it's put in that lagar and it ferments in the lagar for 7 days. We go inside twice a day to put the skin down again, and we do it, in this case we do it with our feet. So it's like it's not a handmade wine, it's a foot-made wine, foot-trodden. So it's basically the traditional way of making wine here. When the wine is fermenting, for those who don't know, carbon dioxide is released. It means that the skin comes up and the wine stays on the down part. When the skin is up in contact with the air, it can oxidize and it can be ruined. So what we do is to take the skin back down again to make it to blend it with carbon dioxide, and we do it with our feet, which is the gentlest way of doing it. If you use a pump or if you use another machine, it's more aggressive to the wine. If you use your feet, you go inside and gently put the skin down again twice a day. It's a lot of work. And the wine.
So instead of punch down, do you call that kick down?
Kick down, something like that. Yes,
Right,
something like that. If you do it in a small container, you can use a tool and do it with your hands. But as it's a very big, it's in meters, it's half a meter. The height
deep?
of it's half a meter deep, and it's 3 meters wide for each side. So that's why you cannot do it with a tool. You need to go inside. But this is the traditional way of making wine here. And this allows the wine to be in contact with air for more time. It's a natural temperature control because you have a lot of surface in contact with the air. So you naturally control the temperature of the fermentation. And at the same time, the fermentation receives a lot of oxygen and the wine gets oxygen resistant. So it means that this wine will have a lot, what's the word in English? Well, will have a good aging potential because it has a lot of resistance to oxygen. And basically, that's it. After fermentation, we take the wine out to a tank and we press it. We press the skin with a vertical press, traditional one. We blend it all together and it stayed there resting until we bottled it. Simple.
So, and I can see in the glass in the picture, it's got lots and lots of color, lots of saturation. It's from all of that skin contact, isn't it?
Yes, but the color you see is also because of the color of the glass. It's a dark glass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I would say it's medium colored. It's not dark colored.
Right. No, it's not completely. Yes, I understood. And so many of the people on the call are actually coming to Portugal in September, and they were wondering if they can drop by and see you. You've got a tasting room.
Yes. I was right now we are going through harvest time. I'm actually probably have some people getting back from the vineyard in 5 minutes. Of course, everyone can join us if they are lucky enough. We will have wine in the lagar in the same process I am describing to you, and they will get to see it.
And they get to stamp on it too, right? Yeah, no.
if they ask me gently, I may say yes.
That's right. Oh, that's very good. That's very good. And you can either do this by memory or if you've got it in the glass, can you do a bit of a tasting for us about the tasting notes you're getting from it?
Yes, I actually have it here. Just give me a second.
Marvelous. And I hope everyone's got some time for this. I'm going to have to go away in about 4 minutes for another meeting. But yeah, go ahead.
I was supposed to have everything ready, but I had no time to get things ready.
That's okay. I bet you can open wine very quickly.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I can open it with my mouth, with my teeth.
Right.
Here it is. Let's go. It's good that I opened the bottle because you can see the color. No, it's not beautiful. Dark. It's not light.
Yes.
I think it's perfect. Yeah, what we see here is something very typical here, which is the red fruit. The Castelão is a grape that it is very much associated to red fruit, to fresh fruit. In this case, the Castelão we plant here, this is a genetic variety that only exists here in this valley. So it's a different Castelão from the ones people know from other regions in Portugal. It's very, I'm sorry, because
a winemaker's work is never done.
Yeah, they are asking for me at the cellar.
Yes.
Just if I have to say something about this wine, is that this is very balsamic. See, George.
O Peru estava a dizer que não podia ir amanhã, mas eu não posso.
Mas eu não posso falar com ele. Eu não posso.
Pronto, eu falo, então.
Digo que não venha, pronto.
Tá.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry, because it's unexpected timing. So this is, I was speaking about the red fruit, the balsamic flavors, which is something very particular in this wine, and the freshness, the minerality, and the salinity of the wine. The ones who will taste it, they will feel the ocean here. You will feel the ocean influence, but at the same time, this is a very sheltered, all of these vineyards are very sheltered. So you can feel there is an ocean influence, but at the same time, you can feel that there is a balance here, which makes the wine which makes the wine, I think, very interesting. If I have to use a word to describe this wine, is elegance. In a word, is elegance. Balance and elegance. Describe it.
Beautiful. And so our master of wine has given a drinking window of now till 2028. Yes, you think of 5 years in the cellar?
Yes, no problem. Even more,
Yeah.
I would say. No problem about that.
I've often said in these calls that I love getting a case of 6 because I can have one when it arrives and then make my own choices about when I want to open the other 5. You know, you can put them down for a long time, or if you want it fresh. So that's great. Okay, well, if anybody else has any questions, I can see Nuno needs to get back to work. and if you have any questions, he can go ahead. You can go ahead and type them into the chat, or you can just unmute yourself and please ask the question. Nuno, I'm going to have to go for a meeting, and Kim Chen is going to stay and be your host till now. But thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, everybody from Opinion, for joining us. And I'll see everybody again soon.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
So for those who are staying, if you have any questions, Nuno, you are also the Founder's Choice producer for this offering. Can you, without telling the wine, but can you talk to us about that wine? Because there are some members who are not on the program, and this is one of those wines that does not appear in the magazine.
Yeah, the Founder's Choice is a single blend of Touriga Nacional, which is probably the most well-known red grape in Portugal. We have in the past bottled Touriga Nacional, but we stopped doing that because we usually blended it in another wine. But in this case, this is the 22 vintage. We thought it was an interesting vintage. We liked the wine. We thought we could bottle it by itself, and that was the general idea of having it available to Opinion. The feature wine is something that it was never offered before in previous cellar offerings, and probably in the next ones we will not do it again. So this is a vintage that we thought it was interesting. It's like a single vintage. That's the idea.
Sorry, and also master wine. Well, first of all, anyone else having question about that Founder's Choice wine? And if not, I'd like you to quickly talk to us about the Colheita, which has been chosen, the Ramilo Colheita Branco, which has been chosen as our master wine. So as a coup de cœur. So that means it's one of the 4 wines that tastes the highest in the tasting.
This one.
Yes. What happened? Can you describe a little bit about the 2022 vintage?
Yes, the 22 vintage was a very dry vintage. So it was an early vintage. We didn't have a lot of quantity, and also the grapes were small, and not the dryness of the year didn't allow the vineyards to make very big bunches. So I think it was not good for quality, and sometimes that's not good for the winemakers, but for quantity, sorry, and less quantity. It's not for the winemakers, for the owners. that pay the bills. But on the other hand, it's a vintage with a lot of concentration, and I think the 22 vintage, both whites and reds, they express very well the terroir of the place, and probably that's why DMW thought it was an interesting wine, probably because of that. I actually tasted it at lunch, and it's getting better and better. I haven't tasted it for a while, but we had lunch here with the people working at the vineyard. We opened 2 bottles, and I understood why she thought it was an interesting wine. But again, we are always around the same thing: ocean influence, the minerality, the salinity. Those are all common grounds to all of our wines.
Great. I think this wine, for those who are on the master case, it was in the master case 2 years,
Yes.
3 years ago.
2 years
I
ago,
remember I
yeah.
had it
That's right.
on vacation, camping. It was a great wine to have.
Yeah.
Do we have anyone on the question online that would like to ask a question before we go? Is everybody quiet? Well, I guess Nuno, you made it, and it was very interesting for us having you. I'd like to thank everyone on the call, and anyone who would like to visit you, Nuno, they will send an email to member service. They will pass on, or member service. Joao visit you last year. He had a great time, and definitely he said the wine tastes as better at the winery or in Quebec, well, where we are. So everyone, thank you very much. Thank you, Nuno, and I'm wishing everyone a great day.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.